Hello guys, welcome back to Mansell Media Corner, and today is a long-awaited question and answer video. I'm gonna leave a link in the comment section for the guys who have asked the questions, and I'll ask some amazing questions. So, to start off with is from my good friend on Facebook and a fellow YouTuber in Beat Den Bunny, who asked, what is my favourite tag team of all time? My favourite tag teams are the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, the Rockers, the Brainbusters, Demolition, Legion of Doom, the Steiner Brothers, the Dudes with Attitude, which is Beat Den Bunny's all-time favourite wrestler Sting, and the Total Package Lex Luger, the Rock and Sock Connection, and the Bushwhackers. So they are some of my favourite tag teams. And another great question for Beat Den Bunny: Would you continue collecting TNA DVDs? If you don't know, Beat Den Bunny done a collection where he was on about it, where he showed off his TNA collection. I've only got the one, which is this one, which is Lockdown 2007. Now, I like TNA about this period, 2006, 2008, 2009, 2010 and 2011. So, let me know, Beat Den Bunny, where you got your DVDs from, if it was online, because I would definitely love to continue purchasing TNA DVDs around that period when there's a big threat to WWE, round about this period. But whether you get them online or through Amazon, etc. And the third question what Beat Den Bunny asked is, what got me interested in pro wrestling? Being a young kid, I had my very first ever Hasbro figure, which was the Green Trunks, the Ultimate Warrior. So I didn't really know much about pro wrestling, I just knew the figures. And one of the first VHS, because I'm not old, boys and girls, was WWF Superstars of Wrestling, what my late great grandma got me from Sci-Fi, as it's now Morrison's. And also I love superheroes. I love the whole heel versus babyface dynamic in the pro wrestling. You know, pro wrestling dynamic, etc. So that's a short video why I love professional wrestling. I my update actually why I love professional wrestling about December-ish period. And also, Pete Dem when he asks, what is my favourite pay-per-views? I haven't got a particular favourite, but I'm not going to do a ranking, but I've got a couple here which is worth mentioning. They're in no particular order, so WrestleMania 30, the pay-per-view Daniel Bryan overcome Batista and Randy Orton to win the big gold belt. An absolute classic Royal Rumble in 2007. Unforgiven 2008, which is the Scramble pay-per-view. Scramble match, and also you got a really brutal and unsanctioned match, which is Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Also including his Royal Rumble 2009, absolute classic Royal Rumble, iconic Money in the Bank with the guy who I would love to see make an appearance in some capacity on Saturday, CM Punk, with the John Cena title, which is Money in the Bank 2011. Of course, can't go wrong with the classic WrestleMania 21. There's one match show, but it's an amazing match. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. Also, you've got the Hall of Fame induction. It's in 13. Also had a really good undercard as well. Of course, Royal Rumble 2018, the first time ever we had a women's Royal Rumble match, which didn't disappoint. Of course, the Rise of the Authority in SummerSlam 2013, he had an awesome no-holds-barred match with Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk. Again, there was Daniel Bryan as well, where he took on John Cena. Also, there's its Survivor Series period on Saturday. And happy Thanksgiving to my American friends on Thursday as well. Like I said, as it's Survivor Series time, can't go wrong with Survivor Series 2003. Again, Elimination Chamber 2014. You've got the Wyatts versus The Shield in an absolute classic 6-man tag match. Again, can't go wrong with 2006 Survivor Series. Again, really good card as well. And I know a lot of people hate this match. It's not the greatest, but the build-up was better than the actual match, which is Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 2005. Also, he had an amazing ladder match with Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Then we got Survivor Series 2014 with the debut of that guy at the cover, Sting, in his crow face paint attire. What a great iconic moment though. Then we got the Thunderdome era of WWE, which is the Royal Rumble 2021. Again, there an iconic image of Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And of course got Edge winning the Men's Royal Rumble. Then we got the event before the pandemic, which was the Royal Rumble 2020 again. An awesome pay-per-view. Had Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend, the lightweight Bray Wyatt, in a strap match, if I recall rightly. The women's match didn't disappoint either, neither did the men with the return of Edge. Like I said, as if Survivor Series, can't go wrong with a bit of brand warfare, which was NXT, represented there by Shayna Baszler, Bayley and Becky Lynch, who headlined this prestigious event, but a hell of a show. Then we got Royal Rumble 2016. This was when WWE were giving spoilers. This was no surprise of Triple H and a big gold belt. We also had the debut of the phenomenal AJ Styles as well. One of the longest WrestleManias of all time, in WrestleMania 2019. Of course, headlined by Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. It's also got the NXT TakeOver New York, I think it was. We got Hell in a Cell 2015, headlined by The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar in a brutal match as well. We got Royal Rumble 2019, which is a hell of a female Royal Rumble match, won by Becky Lynch as she replaced, I believe it was Lana, who I think Nia Jax took out. Then we've got TLC 2015, which is an amazing pay-per-view. Of course, it's got Kalisto, and can't remember if that's Jimmy or Jey Uso, but it's got a very good ending as well, with Roman Reigns trying to hurt Triple H at the time. And of course, can't go wrong with this Survivor Series, which is 2016, which is Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg in the main event. We've got a classic Survivor Series elimination match, as well as the tag team elimination. Of course, can't go wrong with a bit of Peacemaker versus Black Adam, which is John Cena and The Rock. Of course, it had an epic Hell in a Cell as well, which is WrestleMania 28. Also got WrestleMania 17 with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock headlining. Of course, you had TLC 2, I think, with the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys in a really fun TLC match. So you had father versus son in a street fight match as well. Of course, got a Tag Classic. Do you remember when Backlash was on Channel 4? But I can't remember if No Way Out was on Channel 4. But both amazing pay-per-views during the Attitude Era. And then we got WrestleMania 31. Again, the night where Seth Rollins cashes in on his Money in the Bank. I think it's the only time a wrestler may have ever cashed in on the Money in the Bank. in WrestleMania history for the big gold belt. Then everyone's favourite WrestleMania 2 is a classic, WrestleMania 19, with Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, I believe, headlining. A really good WrestleMania with the rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels, who at the time had a really bad lower back, I think, from the Royal Rumble 1998 injury which he suffered when he landed awkwardly doing a back body drop, I believe against The Undertaker. And 2 more pay-per-views, and of course can't go wrong with classic SummerSlam 92, headlining by Bret the Hitman Hart versus the British Bulldog. And the last one of my all-time favourite female matches, which is at Evolution, which is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair, last women standing match, absolute classic, should have headlined this pay-per-view. And I would like to see WWE cash in and do another pay-per-view like this with the female roster they've got on at the moment. That's some of my favourite wrestling pay-per-views. Also, Beat Them Bunny has asked me what are my favourite manager and valet. My favourite valet is actually, I've got 2. One's which is Lita and Miss Elizabeth. My favourite manager is actually 3 who have been who are great talkers, which is Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jim Cornette, who's got his own YouTube channel, which I will leave a link, and of course Paul Heyman himself, one of the best talkers on the mic as well as commentators in World Championship Wrestling and doing the invasion angle. So, the last question, what's my most violent match what I've seen? I haven't seen any violent matches, but there's 3 matches which come to mind, which is Armageddon 2006. I think it was a botch, but the image of Joey Mercury is a scary image. And also, he had a brutal last ride match and an Inferno match. Of course, you've got a very brutal Unforgiven 2006 in the Hell in a Cell, which at the end is, I don't know if Shane McMahon actually had a blood capsule in his mouth, but it's the image where I think it's Triple H, Shawn Michaels covers Shane McMahon's head inside a steel chair, and also I don't remember if Triple H actually, it's a steel chair, but it's quite an eerie image. But that match in itself is quite a brutal match. And the last one is Judgment Day main event, which is JBL versus John Cena for the spinning world title, which at the time was John Cena's belt. But this epic match is brutal. So that's Beat Them Bunnies questions Then, also to do with pro wrestling, Ready Player Movies asked me what are some of my favourite WWE favourite wrestling bios and why. Now, got a couple, by the way. The Undertaker, The Last Ride. This is to do with The Undertaker from Chronicle, The Undertaker from WrestleMania 33, I think it was, to the pandemic where it took on AJ Styles. But this is a really good documentary. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend this documentary. It shows you like behind the scenes. It's even got behind the scenes of The Undertaker versus Goldberg at one of the Crown Jewels. It's Saudi, but it's, it shows you how much of the wrestling's taking its toll on the body. It's not an easy watch, but if you like The Undertaker, you'll appreciate how hard and respected he is from the fans' perspective. Got going with these mini documentaries, which is the WWE 24. Again, like The Undertaker, these are behind the scenes, like Returns of the Hardy Boys, which is Woken, which is fascinating. Of course, you got Raw 25, Empowered, which is the women's division, and WrestleMania Orlando. But they're really good documentaries as well. And again, I'm not too sure if these actually came out on if these documentaries, whether Beatdown or the 2004 Punk, will let me know. If the Edge, the Second Mountain, Drew McIntyre, the Chosen One, and the R-Truth ever got a full DVD documentary, but them worth watching if you like behind the scenes stories of their careers, especially the Drew McIntyre's quite a sad one. But also you got the WrestleMania The Show Must Go On, which was in the PC. Is there like Performance Centre, I believe it is. But you got a couple of matches. As you can see there, images from the Boneyard match with Undertaker versus AJ Styles. Drew McIntyre winning the big gold belt off Brock Lesnar. A very long last man standing match with Edge versus Randy Orton, and R-Truth winning the US Championship. Of course, can't go wrong with a bit of true story of WrestleMania, which is, I don't know if this is a rare copy, but it's got German writing on. But there you've got a young, well, middle-aged looking Vince McMahon. But this documentary is worth getting if you like WrestleMania. And this one covers, I believe it's WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 27. And I skipped the whole, I think it was Chris Benoit, which is WrestleMania 20, I think it was, where he won the big gold belt. But you've also got a couple of awesome matches. I think you've also got Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat in the Classic Intercontinental Championship on the extras. I said, like I say, that this one's got a great slipcover. And This isn't really classed as a documentary, but a snippet of Dusty Rhodes talking about how he created the war games. Paper, war games match and what inspired him. But there's a couple of matches. You can see there's a couple of iconic matches. You've also got the unforgettable 1998 War Games match, which of course can't really tell there, but I think that's the Ultimate Warrior and Stevie Ray. But this was the famous one where the British Bulldog had that really dangerous back injury because of the Warrior. And then you've got the Starcade, The Essential Collection, which is a great documentary about covering from like 1983 to, I think, not too sure if it was 2000, the last Starcade, but you've got the likes of Dusty Rhodes versus Nature Boy Ric Flair as 25 matches. You also got the event where Goldberg loses his streak to Kevin Nash. Got the Steel Cage match, which is Ric Flair versus Harley Race. You've got the Dog Collar match, which is Roddy Piper versus Greg the Hammer Valentine. You also got Vader versus Ric Flair from Starcade 1993. So yeah, them are some of the best documentaries. You should check out Ready Player Movies. Again, I'll leave a link in the comments for his channel. And the next set of movie related questions. So this is from my very good friend, which is Small Screen Big Screen Reviews, which is Hale, who asked, if I had to star in a feature film, who would I play? Now, I love this guy. That's who I'd love to play. Deadpool, of course, it's played by Ryan Reynolds at the moment. I believe I'm not 100% sure if Deadpool 3 is coming out next year. I think it is, but it's going to be a fun film. And also, I'd love to be like a Han Solo character in Star Wars. That's one of my favourite film franchises of all time. Speaking of Star Wars, next batch of questions is for Magpie Movies, who asked me what's my favourite movie ever. Like the wrestling DVDs, I haven't got a particular. I've got a couple, and most of them I've got on physical. But the two which I haven't got, one which is a powerful film, which is Schindler's List. I believe it's directed by Steven Spielberg. And of course, can't go on with Empire, The Empire Strikes Back. But even the physical, which are some of my favourite films of all time, which is can't go on with Terminator 2, Judgment Day, which is directed by James Cameron. They Live as well, an absolute classic film with Keith David and Roddy Piper and Meg Foster is there, I believe, with Roddy Piper. But that's an iconic scene where he's in the bank but I highly recommend this film. I know a couple of years ago this got a 4K, but this is a really fun Stephen King adaptation, which is Cat's Eyes with Drew Barrymore and James Woods. And we got a couple of Arnie classics. Of course, I watched this. I think first time this year, and this is an absolute classic in Predator. Can't go wrong with Conan the Barbarian, which is one of his first mainstream movies. Of course, Commando as well. And Terminator from 1984. Couple of comedies now in my collection, which is The 40-Year-Old Virgin with Steve Carell, Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen. Proper good funny film. If you like adult, like comedy, this is like hilarious. Of course, can't go wrong with the Goonies. It's again classic film. And I believe that guy there, I think he won an Oscar this year, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course, as it's Christmas is around the corner, can't go wrong with a classic Christmas comedy, and it still just stays hilarious, which is Home Alone. Got a bit of Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China with Kim Cattrall. Of course, There Can Only Be One, which is Highlander with Christopher Lambert. Of course, a bit of underrated John Cena film In the Marine, which is worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, it's proper good action packed. Bit of Roger Moore is one of my favourite James Bonds of all time in For Your Eyes Only, the year I was born in 1981. Again, 1971, I think, which is Live and Let Die, of course, which had Paul McCartney and Wings doing the soundtrack. Can't go on with a bit of Dane Cook and Jessica Alba, Good Luck Chuck. Proper, yeah, it's a very dirty film in terms of humour, but it's hilarious. Then again, another James Bond entry, which is a classic, which is Casino Royale, which introduced the world to Daniel Craig as James Bond. With also Mads Mikkelsen and Eva Green as well. Again, a couple of Ghostbusters 2, which is a brilliant film. And Ghostbusters, can't go wrong with a bit of Ghostbusters. It's a classic film from the 80s, kind of horror stroke comedy. And I do believe, speaking of my friend Hale, he reviewed this for me and he said this film is really good. It's Employee of the Month with Dax Shepard, Jessica Simpson and Dane Cook. And also one of the Magpie movies, favourite movie genre. I love superhero, I love action and I love comedy. The only The only film genre I don't like is period drama like Sense and Sensibility. And I hate, these cheap like films what Channel 5 put on about 3 p.m. like cheap Christmas films. What you can watch on Christmas 24, etc. So yeah, that's a simple answer. So, what is my holy grail on physical media? This show here was, I'm gonna say it's early 80s, but it's the 3 DVD set of three, which had Robert Englund before he was Freddy Krueger. But I highly recommend these series if you like your vintage science fiction. So yeah, that's my holy grail. And the last question is from Lisa Loves, who asks me, I watch a lot of streams and what makes a great stream? I do watch a lot of live streams, and what makes a great stream is the banter, and I think there's guys like Big Paulie who does the odd live stream with fellow guests like Magpie Movies, Blu-ray Bullet, Brit, Jamie Batman Smith, Jamie Powell, and of course got the legendary Magpie who will be doing, I think he'll be doing like his second one of Magpie live Q&A with fellow YouTubers, but I love the interaction. It doesn't matter where you're from in the world. It's the banter, and it's how you make friends that way in the YouTube community. And I advise anybody, even if you're nervous, to just jump on one of them live streams like Did You See That? They're very welcoming, and they've got a tremendous knowledge in terms of physical in terms of movies, etc. So yes. And also my second question of Lisa Loves, which I've actually just answered, which is my favourite genre of film. I love superheroes, love action, love comedy films. I love the odd horror like Poltergeist, The Funhouse, which I think recently just came on 4K, which is by Toby Hooper, who gave us, I think it was Fright Night or something like that. And of course, Cat's Eyes, which is kind of a horror stroke. It is a horror film. So yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the cheap Christmas films what Channel 5 put on at 3 p.m. And my last question, which is my favourite actor and actresses. I love Ryan Reynolds in terms of actor. I think he can't do nothing wrong at the moment. He's on form with his quick humours, Deadpool. Also like Harrison Ford. I think that guy, I think he's been around since the 70s, but he's still a great movie actor. My favourite actresses, I like Margot Robbie. I think she's a brilliant actress. And also, going back in time, Bette Davis, which is which I loved her performance in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane with Joan Crawford, I believe it is. So them are some of my favourite actresses and actors and actresses. I also like Vincent Price as well. Again, a great actor. So yeah, thank you for the guys who participated in the Q&A. Like I said, I will leave a link to their channels. They're awesome. Give them a like and sub and share their channels. They've got vast array of knowledge when it comes to like wrestling and films, etc. So now, thank you for watching Mansell Media Corner, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. There'll be some videos upcoming. Like I said, it's Survivor Series season as a wrestling fan, so there'll be like some wrestling content. Possibly do some film reviews. But I've got a couple of ideas in December, but what to do. So yes, like I said, thank you for watching my channel. Like I said, there'll be some shout outs as well to the following: Rocket, Dave, hell of a YouTuber, Nathan the wrestling guy, and Jamie Powell, Big Paulie, who's a hell of a YouTuber, Kermit's Ghost, Mondo Televic, Movies, Scott the Movie Critic, Blockgot 2004, which is Nige, Jimmy over at Scottish Geek Guy, and Rebecca Louise. So yeah, Owen and my very good friend, and I call him a mentor, Jim Jam Movies, which is his birthday in a couple of days' time. So definitely give these guys a like, share and subscribe. So yes, thank you for watching the channel, and goodbye folks. And thank you for the guys who've asked me some amazing questions. It means a lot. So thank you and goodbye.